Hey everyone, it's Amber Spotted Elk at the Paper Owl and welcome to my channel. Today we have some amazing fall wreaths in store for you. I know we're kind of winding down on the fall season, but I'm not ready. I love fall so much. It's one of my favorite seasons. We've got the changing of the seasons, all the different colors that are just so gorgeous. And then of course it leads into my favorite season, which is winter. So I am just so excited about fall, and I feel like we're just kind of really getting into the season, and so I'm not ready to stop, but I know I know that this will probably be one of my last fall videos. I might put out one more, but hopefully you're not ready to stop either. But these fall wreaths are just so gorgeous. They're so easy to do, so inexpensive to make. So please try them out. That's what I'm about on this channel, is getting that high-end decor look on a budget. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel. Comment below, let me know which of these wreaths you're going to be trying out. And as always, if you'd like to become part of the Paper Owl family, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified every single time that I upload. And just as a reminder, I'm going to be doing a giveaway at 750 subscribers. So we're so close to that, you guys. So definitely subscribe so you can get notified when I do that giveaway and you don't miss out. And then of course we'll do an even bigger giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So you definitely don't want to miss that one. Hopefully we will reach that mark soon. Oh, and without further ado, let's get started with these fall wreaths.
Hey everyone, so starting out I've got this hula hoop that I'm repurposing. So I already took that sticky stuff, that foil sticker that's on there, and this one had been glued together at the point where it binds. So I'm using this kind of like rose gold to spray paint this, as well as the pool noodle from the Dollar Tree. And I just basically did like one good coat and that was enough. Most of this is going to be covered by florals, so I'm only doing what's really going to be shown, so I'm not doing that full hula hoop either. Save your materials where you can. If it's not going to be seen, then I say no need to paint it. So I'm attaching the pool noodle over that part that was not spray painted, and that's where my florals are going to be seen. And then that rose gold part of the hula hoop is what will be seen. So I want that to be sure to show. Because my hula hoop was already glued together, I did have to cut my pool noodle in half to kind of get it on the hula hoop. And I'm using some zip ties to make those ends stay in place where I want them to. Now, if you're using a new hula hoop, then your hula hoop will have a joint where it comes apart, and you can slip this pool noodle on, and you don't need to do this part. But in case you do, you can use some zip ties to kind of anchor those edges down. And then basically I'm just getting out the florals that I want to use. I was going to go for a more kind of white look, and then I decided nope, I'm going to do more rustic fall traditional colors. So I grabbed some of my picks from Dollar Tree. I had a couple ones from Michael's that I got on clearance for like 60 cents or something like that. They're originally $1.99, and they were 70% off, so therefore about 60 cents, which is an amazing deal. To get florals from Michael's for less than $1 is awesome. You can see they're not huge picks, but still great. I was gonna do some different editing there, but that did not work. So I put those all together, and you'll see that in the final. This next wreath is just a little wire ring that was left over from a different project. All I did was attach it together with a little bit of twine there, and then I'm taking some of these leftover fall picks that I had from a different project, and so I basically just kind of attached those all on. I made the leaves as a base so that the other things would stick better. And then that metal leaf is from one of my pumpkin DIYs that I did. So it's always great to reuse those things. And then I just made a little swag there down at the bottom with some raffia and some of those little balls from the Dollar Tree that they have this year. And I just attached some twine for a hanging, and that is it. These are so simple and easy, you guys. I really hope you try them out. So this is the tomato planter that they had at the Dollar Tree over the summer, and this is what I wanted to do with it, is take it apart and use it for wreaths. So this is the smallest one of that tomato planter. So it comes together with a little clip, and I basically take that off to get those little green pieces off and reattach it with some twine. But because of the thin nature of this, it is perfect to make a beaded wreath. And I love this. I basically just grab beads from my little stash here, my little bucket of beads. I don't really go in any order. Or maybe I do. I feel like I was just kind of grabbing randomly, not really going in any particular order, but maybe I was kind of. Yeah, it looks like I maybe tried to get like a big one in every like third bead or so. So I got those on, and then in that part right there is where I said I'm gluing and putting some twine to get that to close. And then this will be the bottom of my wreath. So I'll make like a little swag to go over this part to cover that up. And that's what I suggest doing if you do something like this, rather than trying to make the beads go all the way around. And so I take the twine, I wrap it around, close that, and then just create a little swag. I use the Dollar Tree wooden sayings that they have this year. So I use the Give Thanks. I use some truffle paint or antique wax, actually, and go over that to give it a nice dark look. And then the decorations that are used are from actually a little pumpkin from the Dollar Tree, and then a couple berries that I had, and that's it. This is so simple and easy. I can't believe how easy some of these are. Like, if you're afraid at all of crafting, please don't be afraid of these. They're so easy, and they turn out so beautiful and so high-end looking. Some of these are a little bit on the smaller scale, and then as you had seen before with the hula hoop one, a much larger scale. So I just attach, and again, this was from a pumpkin from the Dollar Tree, so it already was like put together nicely, and then I just added some of those little berries that I had on hand from a different pick, from a project that had them left over. So these are so inexpensive and easy to do. And wreaths can be so expensive at the store. Like, I am so appalled when I see the price of some of these wreaths. Like, it is crazy. They're $60, $70, $80, sometimes more. Like, it is so insane to me when I look at those prices, and then I look at the wreath and, like, yes, they're pretty, but they're not anything that any of us can do at home. Like, you can buy the the pieces for those wreaths for so much more inexpensive and put them together yourself, and then you can make it your own and have it match your decor and what you want it to look like, or you can match it exactly to how they are doing it, and it still will be so much less inexpensive. Like, it's just crazy. And like I said, some of these of course are on the smaller side, so that makes them much less expensive, but even the smaller wreaths run you $20-$25 easily. So this is just a 14-inch wire. Actually, no, this came with some florals that I had, and I wrapped it in burlap. It is about a 14-inch hoop though. So I took these berry picks from the Dollar Tree. I got kind of the orange mix and then the green mix as well. I ended up using 7 of these. So the wire, or the wreath frame, was free. It came off a different floral project. And then I used 7 of these picks from the Dollar Tree. So this was $7 to make this wreath. This berry wreath that I saw similarly made at Michael's was $70. $70. I could not believe it. I was like, that is crazy. So, granted, this is a 14-inch wreath, and that Michael's wreath was probably closer to like a 20-inch wreath. So, it was slightly larger, but not by much. Like, this is still like a pretty substantial wreath. And I, I could not believe the price on that. And if you wanted to make this even more full, and buy like the 18-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree and maybe buy a couple more picks, you could still make this for $10 easily. And so basically I just went around with the berry picks, and of course I took all the berries off of the picks and kind of alternated them in color. And then I did cut the berries down into smaller pieces as well. Not on all the picks, but on some of them, just to make sure they could kind of fit into the little nooks and crevices that this creates. And I highly suggest doing it that way versus trying to get the big giant berry pieces in where they don't fit. And so once you cut these apart, it does create like little white foam pieces. And so just be aware of that. I did kind of go over and paint some of those. So this is one of those 14-inch wire wreath forms from the Dollar Tree. I cut one section of it out, and then I'm using rubber bands and connecting what's left there to create a moon effect for this wreath. I love this so much. Be careful. It does get sharp. I show you there. I cut my thumb a little bit. And so just be careful. Wear gloves if you need to. I'm taking black mesh from the Dollar Tree, and this is just their standard 6-inch by 3 yards. I believe I did use pretty much all of this. I might have had a little piece left over. But I go through just so that it covers the wire up enough. I'm not looking for complete full coverage, but just enough to create that effect. So I used a couple picks that I had gotten on sale from Michael's again, with that 70% off, and some of those berries from the Dollar Tree. And I wanted to create just kind of a contrast to the black, so using these like light pinks and the dark maroons, and I am in love with this moon so much. It's just such a different take on a wreath. And I did see another YouTube DIYer do something similar to this. If I can remember what channel it was, I'll link it below. But I basically put those all together, and then I just used some floral wire and I kind of weeded that through the mesh, and then if I could, tried to get it around one of the wreath form wires just to add more stability, and made a little hanging hook for it so that it would kind of sit how I wanted it to and wouldn't try and like swing down, because gravity is going to want to swing this wreath like hanging lower, and I obviously want to have it stay in that moon shape. And so I created the hook so that it would kind of help with the gravity situation there. This wreath form is from Hobby Lobby. I actually got this for free from my mother-in-law. It comes with like little green stem things on it to help attach the deco mesh, but I don't work with deco mesh like that very often, but I'm not going to turn down a free wreath form. So these were originally like $6.90 or $5.99 or $6.99 at Hobby Lobby, and so I will take free any day. So I basically just kind of folded those little green pieces down and then wrapped this in burlap. So it took 2 rolls of burlap from the Dollar Tree. So I used one orange and one burlap color. It's not going to matter because these leaves pretty much cover all of it. I ended up using, I believe, 6 packs or 5 packs of the leaves. So I'm doing the red, the orange, the green, and the burlap color, and just alternating those in color. Now I do go around and lay them all out to make sure that I've got enough for what I'm looking for. I made a little swag out of raffia and that pip berry from the Dollar Tree. I painted one of the harvest tin signs that they have, and then I had this little plaque that was already kind of lightly stained. And so I just took that little swag and hot glued it onto the sign, and then put the harvest on there as well. This is so simple. I love the way that it turns out. It's just kind of a more playful kind of looking wreath, I guess. Or not playful, but it doesn't have that real look to it, I guess, with the burlap leaves. But other wreaths like this, like I said, are so expensive. It's just crazy. So, oh, I do take one of the pumpkin stickers from that Dollar Tree pumpkin sticker pack and stick it in the middle of that swag there. I think that was a nice little touch. Oh, I love the way these come together. So here is the pumpkin wreath form, and I take the nautical rope, I leave it, so it's got like 3 little ropes that make this up, and I basically just wrap it all around the wreath form on that wire, and then wrap it around the pumpkin ridges that come down in wire as well, to make this just kind of a more substantial pumpkin form that you can see. And this was really simple, really easy. It did not take that long to wrap this around. I didn't hot glue like all of the pieces. I would go a few, and then I would hot glue a piece down, and then I would go a few and hot glue a piece down. So that made it a lot easier, and it pretty much sticks where you're putting it. So you can see I got it down all those pieces, and then I just make a little raffia swag at the top. I love the raffia, the real kind of raffia that the Dollar Tree has this year. And then I've got some red corn husks that I just kind of split down into smaller pieces to look almost like a red raffia in there, and just added some florals to this, and that's it. Like, I love how simple these are, and just how nice they end up looking. Like, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but they there's something that I want to put up in my house, and something that I love looking at, and it's just crazy how much they try and charge you in the stores. So please, if you try any DIYs this season, try these wreaths out. If you want to make them for holiday season, then do that as well. But here's our final wreath reveal. So here's the hula hoop one. I added some pumpkins to this. Oh my gosh, I am so in love with this wreath. Those velvet pumpkins on there. I mean, this wreath is huge. This is one of the smaller hula hoop sizes, and it still is so big. And I love that for such a small price. I added those 3 little pumpkins in onto this lunar wreath. And again, I'm just so happy with how this turned out. I love this take on a wreath. It's much different. This is something you could keep up through Halloween as well. But I just love the black and then the contrasting more feminine florals with this piece. I just am so in love with this. This one I lost the footage on, but it's a large wire ring, and then just a nice fall swag with some pomegranates in the center there, which are all Dollar Tree pomegranates and florals, and it just it was so easy. I painted that gold ring that I had from a different winter wreath form I got that was falling apart, so it worked out to use this simple wreath. And I love that side profile for a wreath. It's just different. And then here is our burlap wreath. And I love this so much. It's just, like I said, such a different take. It's just, I like the color blocking on this. I love the burlap texture. I love, adding those swags that add that so much more texture, and depth to the wreath. I just, I love that. And then I love this berry wreath so much for the fact that, like, it was seriously 10% of the in-store price, like, and it's still really good size. And like I said, all these wreaths I love, like, I have them hanging around my house, and they bring that fall feel to my home so much, and I just love that. It's such an easy way to decorate, and these are so inexpensive. Like, please don't go out and buy wreaths from the store if you're getting a good deal, of course. But I mean, for the prices that I see, it's so hard to think of paying that. And then here is our give thanks wreath. I love this with the wooden beads. This is one of the ones that was a little bit on the smaller size. So this is great to decorate like a room, or even to like put in your kitchen somewhere. Like, I love having these smaller pieces so you're not having a place to put, like, a giant hula hoop wreath in your home. So I love having these different size options. And then this one as well. I just love these fall colors this year. I'm really gearing towards all of that. And we're going to start Christmas soon on my channel. This might be my last fall video, but I'm going to keep my fall decor up still through October and possibly part of November. So these will be staying up. And then this pumpkin wreath, I love this so much. My husband actually said this one was his favorite. So it's just, I love the texture of that nautical rope, and then the those deep maroon colors, and then the light pink. It's just, oh, I just love all of these so much, and I hope you guys do too. I hope you definitely try them out. Let me know which one you do. Give me a big thumbs up if you like this